Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast with your host, Anthony Stevens, right here out of the beautiful city of Buffalo, New York, the city of good neighbors. Welcome to season number one, episode number two. Just before we get into the episode for today, again, we'd like to take this time to thank all of you around the world who's joining us here on our podcast show. Thank you for your acts of kindness and generosity toward this podcast show. If this is your very first time joining us here on Let's Talk About a Buffalo podcast, why don't you give yourselves a round of applause? We thank you so very much for joining us right here on Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast. What a snowy day right here in Western New York. The snow fell all day today, but we are excited, even though it's snowing, we are excited to bring you this episode number two for today. I'm so grateful to be back here on our podcast show. We said on yesterday we've been very busy, but we are back and we're ready to go. And we just take this moment in time to again thank all of you that support this podcast show on all of our social media. At the end of the podcast show, we're going to give you all of our social media that you can connect up with us on our social media platforms. Again, we'd like to take this moment to thank Spotify for putting out 348 episodes right here from Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast. And also, we'd like to thank Riverside as we support both of these apps for putting on our podcast show. We want to thank you all for your help here putting out these episodes. I'm so grateful for this moment in time to share with you just a little bit here. Um, but again, this is Black History Month. This is the month we celebrate our Black ancestors and what they have done in our world. It's so amazing, all of the great people that we can name from top to bottom who has done so many amazing and great things in the culture as we celebrate Black History Month. And, every day should be a day of celebration. One month shouldn't just be a celebration month, but every single month should be a moment that we celebrate our ancestor, our culture, our people. The important thing is everybody from every nationality that you are important. No matter if you're white, black, Chinese, Puerto Rican, whatever you may be, you are important to the world. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast with your host, Anthony Stevens, right here out of the beautiful city of Buffalo, New York, the city of good neighbors. Welcome to season number one, episode number two. Just before we get into the episode, we'd like to take this time to thank all of you all over the world who support Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast. If it wasn't for you, there would be no podcast. Thank you for your acts of kindness and generosity toward this podcast show. If this is your very first time joining us here on Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast, why don't you give yourselves a round of applause? We thank you so very much for joining us right here on Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast. We are so excited for all of you joining us today on the snowy Tuesday, right here from the great city of Buffalo, New York. Yes, it was snowing earlier, but we are so excited. The excitement is in the air. I got a few things I want to bring to your attention while you are listening to this podcast. Again, you can listen to us on Spotify right now. If you are driving in your car or you have the app on your mobile device, go ahead, tune in to our podcast on Spotify. Thank you for joining us on Riverside. We are so excited to be here on this beautiful Tuesday. At the end of the podcast show, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you all of our information on how you can connect up with us on all of our social media. You can also be a part of our Patreon and our online merch. All of that will be in the description of this podcast show for today. I want to bring some things to your attention. Um, we have some guests that are going to be joining our podcast within the next week or so. So we want you to listen out for their interviews right here with Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast. I am grateful and excited to start this new season. I'm so excited to start our brand new season. Yes, season number one. On yesterday, we started with season number one. Now we're here in season one and episode number two. So don't miss out on any of the episodes that we're going to be bringing to you right here on Let's Talk About a Buffalo podcast. Again, you can check us out on Spotify, on all of our social media, and be a part of our movement. We got something going on here great. This is our 8th year of podcasting, and we're excited about this year. It's a very special year. 2026 is going to be great. Like I said, we got some new things coming up, new material for you, and I hope you stick around and join us again. I am so delighted to share um, today's podcast with all of you. I was sitting and wondering what I was going to talk about today, and there's a lot of things to talk about, but some of the things that have stuck out with me through my life and just right now as we sit here on a snowy Tuesday here in Buffalo, New York, just thinking about this city and how I grew up as a young man. I think many of you heard this in many episodes, but for all you new people who are joining our podcast, it's amazing how I grew up in this beautiful city that I call Buffalo, New York. If you haven't been to Buffalo, we said it yesterday, you need to take a trip here to Buffalo and check the city of Buffalo out. It's amazing things here in Buffalo, a lot of amazing people, a lot of great places to go right here in the city of Buffalo. So if you're anywhere in the area of Buffalo, please come and check it out. Come and see it for yourself. But I want to get into something today that will encourage you. Now, our podcast is about talking about Buffalo, but we're going to do a little bit of something different today. We're going to talk about something a little bit different. And today, I want you to focus on your life. That's what we're going to talk about today, your life. This is a great way, ladies and gentlemen, to really see yourself right now. We're living in a time now that life is very important. Life is something that you only get once. And because of it, you want to enjoy every single day of your life, every single opportunity that you have, you want to enjoy the life that God has given you. And today we're talking about life, and I want to say something to you that's going to help you throughout your day, throughout your life. You must speak life to yourself. You must speak life to yourself. And that's what we're going to talk about life, but the subtitle is speaking life to yourself. Making sure you know who you are, making sure that you have the things that is necessary for your life. Never never give up. Never give up on your life. Never allow yourself not to grow. Never allow yourself not to achieve goals. You know, we talk about Buffalo, we talk about the city, but today we're focusing on life. And I know that there's all kind of trouble, all kind of things that do come up, but your life as a human being is very important to the world. No matter what race, what color, what religion you are, your life is important. And the reason why I picked to choose life and speak life to yourself, you can be an overcomer. What you mean by that? Being an overcomer and making your life what God wants it to become. Now, let's just take a moment, those who are listening to me around the world or wherever you're hearing my voice. Think about the things that you have accomplished already in life. When you speak life to yourself, you bring the peace and joy to your life that you never had. Let's just take a moment. I did this one time, and I thought about when I first started podcasting, how I really wanted to give up. You know, I would wake up every day, podcast, and after I'm done doing my show, I would get upset because I really didn't have anybody supporting me. I was just talking on a microphone and I was getting frustrated because nobody liked me, nobody liked the way I sound. I wanted to quit, wanted to give in, wanted to stop. But what kept me going in all of this is one of my friends came and spoke life to me and said, Anthony, if you give up now, you allow the enemy to take over. And I had to reevaluate everything that I was trying to do. I was really ready to quit, give up. I didn't want to do it anymore because when you're podcasting, it's time consuming. There's a lot of things that you have to cover in a very short time to do. Uh, a lot of people don't cover a lot of things sometime in their podcast because they may be on a time limit. They may have something else going on. But I felt that I wasn't adequate to do a podcast like I'm doing. But my friend showed me and encouraged me that my voice may be helping somebody or helping change somebody's life through whatever I'm saying. You know, I was only podcasting for about 15 minutes. Then I went from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Then I went an hour. And I felt the drag. I wasn't making any progress. But my friend had to speak into my life to show me, to show me that giving up will make you lose everything. Let me just say this. Giving up will make you lose everything. Now check this out. I had everything that a young man wants to have. Have all the equipment to do my podcast. Back then I had all my equipment, everything. But what happened to me, I want to share this. What happened to me was I focused on giving up more than I focused on making a difference in somebody else's life. Because I wasn't at the time speaking life to me. I was making myself look bad because I wanted to give up. And it was always my dream to be a podcaster. It was always my dream to have my own show. But in all of that, I felt like throwing in the towel. That's why I want to help somebody here from Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast. You may be in the same boat. You might be feeling the same way I did. But let me encourage you that don't give up on the dreams that you are going to set for yourself. I found out that it's going to be hard. There's going to be things in your life that will come up that you may not even appreciate, but trying it and doing it will help you develop the places in your life that you, as an individual, need to go. You can become whatever you want to become because you're willing to make it happen. You're willing to put in the effort. You're willing to put in the time. You're willing to show yourself approved. Why? Because you want to get the job done. Now, in these 8 years of podcasting, and all the people who encouraged me, all the people who uplifted me, all the people who left me comments, emails, they showed that they cared enough that I wouldn't give up. They pushed me so hard till I became successful at what I'm doing. You can do the same thing too, my brothers and my sisters. You can do whatever your mind tells you to do. Even while we're celebrating Black History Month, just looking at the people who encouraged me, like Dr. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. A lot of these people have really encouraged my life to keep going and keep living the dream that I have for my life and not allowing anyone to come and take the dream that is given to me. Everything is given to you for that specific reason, to make things work out in your life. I mean, let me tell you something. I'm a young man, and I love this podcasting world because I sit and listen to some amazing, amazing podcasters. There's a lot of them out here. But what if I was wanting to quit? I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now because my social media platforms and all of my podcasting platforms are growing because I want to help people. I want to bring information into the homes of people that help them grow thereby. It's important to grow. It's important to become who you want to become. You got to speak life to yourself. There's a lot of things happening in the world that we are not happy with. A lot of things that we're not happy with. But again, we do it because we love what we do. And we stay flat-footed with it. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I thank you for joining me here on Let's Talk About It Buffalo Podcast. I am your host, Anthony Stevens, right here out of the beautiful city of Buffalo, New York, the city of good neighbors. Thank you for joining us for season number 1, episode number 2. You can join us on Facebook at Let's Talk About It Buffalo. You can join us on Instagram at Let's Talk About It Buffalo 9. You can also join us on Twitter at Let's Talk About It 1 on Twitter. Also, you can join my personal TikTok page at Prince Anthony L on TikTok. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited for all of you that join us around the world. You could be a part of our Patreon at patreon.com/Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast on our Patreon. You can also be a part of our online merch. Let's just take a moment and just talk about the online merch. Again, I want to thank everybody who has purchased merch so far. Again, this is the month that you want to get these hoodies. Again, you want to get these hoodies during this season. So please, ma'am, and please, sir, check out our online merch. I'm excited about it. You can check out our online merch. Also, come on and be a part of the movement. All you got to do, come on, be a part of our movement. We're talking about our Patreon real quick. If you join our Patreon, it's only $5 a month to become a member of our Patreon. And again, if you want to help us, if you want to encourage us, you can be a part on the ways to give. All of this information will be here in the description of today's podcast. Again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And we are so happy to share this podcast with you. On next week, we will be starting a new time for all of you. Our new time will be 6 to 6:30. Our podcast will be 30 minutes. 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, right here from Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast as we go through this Black History Month. Again, ladies and gentlemen, stay encouraged and be blessed. Until the next podcast show, take care. God bless.